Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name's Lateef, and if you're new here, please do make sure to hit the subscribe button. So obviously, you can watch my amazing videos. Look, today's going to be a really quick one, and I'm going to be talking about ingrown hairs. So obviously, ingrown hairs is something that I used to suffer with. Obviously, swag, we no longer suffer from it. And I thought I really wanted to do a really high level explanation of how you can prevent ingrown hairs. One thing that I really do want to know is that I'm going to mention some products through the duration of however long this takes. I'm not saying that you need to get these specific products, but listen to the ingredients that I'm listing. So for example, if you already have a BHA, continue to use that BHA, right? I'm not necessarily saying that this product is better, but I'm just telling you again how to prevent ingrown hairs, okay? So I just don't want there to be kind of any discrepancy that you think I'm shoving a particular product down your throat, because if what works well for you already works, continue to use it, right? And that's the most important thing, making sure you find something that works well for you. So, first thing, which is really simple, is what you use to shave. So, most people like to go for multiple blades, and the thing is, shaving is a form of exfoliation through friction. So, one thing that we need to remember is that when you're using additional blades, it does heighten the amount of friction. It also means that it can actually drag and catch hairs. So, sometimes if you do use, like, I guess, a multiple blade, you realize it kind of catches and it feels slightly painful and you continue. What it also means is that it can actually cut hair below the surface, so that way that hair still stays and it just kind of grows in, and that's how you get ingrown hairs. So typically most people prefer to kind of use I use a clipper like this or a single blade, and that is very efficient. I know quite a few people are like, oh, but a blade gives you that close shave. So does this, right? You just need to find a way to do it efficiently, or again, you can use a single blade. That is really like the first thing. Again, this clipper is just a normal clipper. I also use it when I could be bothered to kind of cut my own hair. Um, and that is like literally the first step. So do remember that shaving in itself is a form of exfoliation. So you want to try and do it as neatly and as stress-free as possible without kind of irritating your skin, because that is ultimately the first step and the most important one. Right, so second is exfoliating. So there's a multitude of ways in which you can exfoliate. At a high level, exfoliating gets rid of the kind of dead skin cells on the top layers of your skin. Now, when it comes to, ingrown hairs and shaving, I believe that beta hydroxy acids, so BHAs, are the most effective. Smaller molecule size, it penetrates the skin deeper, it gets rid of like the kind of oil and dirt, which potentially clogs your pores and stops the hair from reaching the surface level. So the BHA that I use is the BHA Power Head Liquid from CosRX. The reason why I particularly like this one is because it's also formulated with niacinamide, which I'll talk about later. So you are getting the benefit of that kind of penetrating skin, but also kind of soothing and building up your skin barrier. Again, if you already use a BHA and it works for you, continue to use that. On the other list is, of course, AHA. So as we know, AHAs, help remove bigger molecule size than BHAs. It goes all the way from like glycolic to lactic acid. And they essentially, help clear the kind of upper layer of their skin cells. So I think that, again, these are pretty effective. So one that I would say that is quite good, it comes in this kind of pill by Drunk Elephant. Again, you can use the glycolic 5% toner, you can use the lactic acid, the mandelic acid, whatever it is completely up to you. But again, as you can see, it's kind of clearing those kind of dead skin cells and preventing hair from being blocked. Another form of exfoliating is using a mechanical tool. So I've spoken about this before. This is like made out of like silicone, so I find it to be extremely gentle. However, some people prefer Clarisonics, the kind of brush. If that works for you, continue to do so. I would just kind of bear in mind that they can be a bit harsher despite being able to kind of change the settings. So again, by the way, don't do all three of these things at the same time. Obviously space them out and find out which one works better for you. But generally speaking, these are the kind of different types of ways that you can exfoliate. And also, just a kind of cheeky note, just remember when you are washing your face with your hand, that is also another type of exfoliation, again through friction. So just kind of bear that in mind before you overdo it and then you run into over exfoliating. Next is hydration. So after you shave, a lot of people really kind of miss this step, and honestly, I cannot stress this enough. Hydrated skin is healthy skin, and you really want to look for kind of hydrating products that also kind of soothe the skin, right? Because again, after you have shaved, like we said, it is a form of exfoliating. Your skin is going to be either inflamed, it's going to be sensitive, and really what you really want to do is make sure that your skin has that hydration. Also, what you don't want is for you not to add any hydration and then your skin starts to produce excess sebum, which then clogs your pores, and then you are in this kind of perpetual cycle of, dirt clogging them ingrown hairs, right? So there are a multitude of things that you can use. Hydrating toners that do not have any exfoliants in them, especially if you're exfoliating separately. You can use essences, serums. Again, you just want to make sure you get all the hydration. So some of my favorite products. So this is the Saka Go. I'm gonna put all of this down below, by the way. It's a really simple mist toner. It's like a spray. I'll show you now. You only need like about 2 of them on your face. Again, it is simply hydration and it has some soothing properties in it. So I believe it has centella extract, which of course has anti-inflammatory properties. Also, sorry, my hands are a bit full. There's this black tea essence, which is really, really good in terms of hydration. I've spoken about it loads on TikTok and Instagram if you want to go see how it looks when it's applied. I think that this is phenomenal. It's a very watery essence, so quite suitable for people who have oily skin or who think that maybe a kind of thicker essence or serum may not be good for their skin types. Absorbs really well and it does pack a punch when it comes to hydration. So do bear this in mind. It also is quite good for brightening, completely unrelated, but just in case if you want to try this out. Obviously Snell Mucin, there was no way that I was not going to mention my favorite homeboy. This is really good because not only does it hydrate, it also has anti-inflammatory properties as well. So again, that's something that you want. So when you have that inflammation, if you are someone who gets inflammation from shaving, this is also tackling it as well as giving the hydration. And I've recently started using this Estee Lauder and I've been pleasantly surprised. Like it's given what it said it was going to give. So this one is actually really good again. But again, if you have your own hydrating products, please feel free to use them. Just make sure that after shaving, you want to get all of that hydration in. You want to make sure that your skin is healthy, okay? Hydrated skin is healthy skin. So just always bear that in mind. So, like I said, I was going to talk about niacinamide. So, niacinamide is a great product, as we know. Most people use it for brightening, but it's also really good for, building up your skin barrier. Now, the thing is, with continuous shaving, if you're someone who likes to be clean shaved, again, that's exfoliating. And as we know, continuous exfoliation may compromise your skin barrier. So this is why, your skin is not necessarily healthy. These ingrown hairs are not going away despite what you do. So you want to add a bit of niacinamide. Do not overdo it because again, too much niacinamide can be bad for your skin. So obviously there's the 10% niacinamide from the ordinary with zinc. So this is obviously at a much cheaper price point. I think with this, you have to be really careful and introduce it to your skin slowly, see how your skin reacts. I think it's perfectly fine for me. I know there's some people that have said that it doesn't work well, but before you kind of, write something off, just make sure you're using it properly. There's also this serum from Murad. So this has niacinamide in it and it's supposed to kind of help build up your skin barrier. Now, what's really interesting about this is that it's also a hydrating serum. So if you wanted to, especially if you want to save money, and I'm always in support of like multi-ingredient products, if you want to add like your hydration and niacinamide together, this is an amazing product to do so. So, highly recommend this. Sulfur is absolutely amazing for swelling. So this is the Sunday Riley Satin Mask. Again, it's sulfur. I've actually heard that the Peter Thomas Roth one is actually really good, so I'm trying to get my hands on that. But again, really helps with the kind of swelling, the inflammation. So if you are someone who like you start to see like boom, 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 like red dots and your skin is starting to like react badly, a bit of this in the night as a mask and you wash it off after 10 minutes will help your skin settle down. So again, this is really fast acting. And again, you can actually use this on spots. I use this on when I get spots on my forehead or like around hair, ones that tend to be painful. And by the next day, I've definitely seen that they've decreased in their swelling and they're no longer as painful. So kind of bear that in mind. Light moisturizer. So this is extremely important, and I think this is where a lot of people that have done all the correct steps then mess up. You do not want a heavy moisturizer that's going to clog your pores and again stop that hair from getting through. So it's like you're basically doing everything right then going all the way back to step one. So you want a light moisturizer that is non-comedogenic, which isn't going to block your pores, and you're still going to have that kind of breathable skin. Now, there are a multitude of products that you can use. I think some people, depending if you're acne prone and oil prone, you may want to go for like an oil-free moisturizer. So the CosRX has like this brilliant oil-free moisturizer. Again, it means that you shouldn't get breakouts or pimples from it. Obviously, there's no guarantee. We know formulations and skin, how they react. There's always like a bit of uncertainty, but this is a great product. There's also the Murad water gel. So again, water gel, by its name, you can tell it's really light. A lot of humectants in it, so you are getting that hydration as well as a product that is incredibly light on your skin. Again, I've spoken about both of these products on my Instagram. I've demonstrated them. I've spoken about this on multiple videos on YouTube, so you could definitely go and check them out. Another thing which you can use is retinoids. So as we know, retinoids increase cellular turnover, which again, similar to kind of AHA, you're getting rid of all those kind of dead skin cells and allowing new skin to hit the surface. This, of course, gets rid of anything that could be potentially blocking the hair from getting through the surface. As you guys know, I had a bad experience with retinol, but actually I am now using this Murad retinol youth cream, which has been quite good. I don't necessarily know if this has been like a top secret to getting rid of my ingrown hairs, but it's just a retinoid I'm using. Feel free to use anything. Some people use Tret. There are loads of different options. Aside from that, what I will also say, again, something that I'm not a particular big fan of because I think it's too harsh on my skin, but I know some people have, had brilliant results, is benzoyl peroxide. Again, if you have sensitive skin, this may not be the best route, but again, it's another option. Now, if you're someone who's suffering from extreme ingrown hairs and you find them painful, I highly recommend that two things. Go and see, in fact, one thing, go and see a doctor. A doctor should be able to kind of prescribe antibiotics as well as other things to kind of literally put that pain down. So definitely go and do that. Do not kind of just sit in pain and think that it's normal, because it's not actually, not saying that there's something wrong with your body or anything, but it's not actually normal. So you really want to kind of get that sorted so you can have that peace of mind. But generally speaking, I think that is everything in regards to kind of ingrown hairs and how to make your life easier. If you do something else which you think is beneficial, please leave a comment down below, and do not forget to like, subscribe and comment.